We'll get you out of here before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, deliver live free pays for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Tony'sPicks.com. That's right, the Drive-Thru is now collaboration between the Pick Dogs and Tony'sPicks.com handicappers. And of course, if you're looking for our best bets, visit both sites, pickdogs.com, Tony'sPicks.com, to get our best bets and our pre and plays on our show. Today, we are going to give you our free plays, but that's where you'll find our best bets. All right, lots on the board today here from NBA. Got some baseball, some hockey for you, some college basketball, 4 sports on the board. So we're looking forward to the show. So let's get the show underway. We'll begin here. We're making his debut here on the Drive-Thru is Matt Conley. I'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium, where he is just putting up some solid numbers up on these leaderboards. But an absolute fire as Matt. So we'll get him here in a second here as we get him on the board. Ready to roll here with the show. Let's bring him in right now. We'll say hello to Matt. Matt, what's going on?
What's going on, Tony? How's it going over there? We're enjoying the warmer weather. I hope a little bit over on your side. But,
oh, yeah, it's like summer. It's like summer over here. I mean, the winter turned to spring, and we still got the summer temps in the mid-80s, 90s. It's been a crazy winter of heat out here. But, well, can't complain. We can't complain. It could be worse, but we'll take this weather out here. But anyway, we're looking here at NBA for tonight here with since your first debut in here on the Drive-Thru, Matt, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been handicapping for quite a while. I come at it with a little bit of a analytical, technical approach, because that's kind of where the school of thought I come from, specifically in STEM, with chemistry and so forth. So I've taken a lot of the tools I learned through that, and I've applied it to handicapping over the years, and it's done very well for me. Just super, super excited to be on board with the Pick Dogs team. Of course, Tony Picks, you guys do it great over there as well. So it's a great community between the two, and happy to be here on the Drive-Thru for sure to talk about some NBA.
That's right. I'm happy to have you here aboard here on Pick Dogs on the Drive-Thru as well. Let's get to the NBA for tonight's action here. Knicks and Hornets. This is the game of the night, pretty much on this 3-game card. Hornets are going to lay at 1.5. We see the total 224.5.
Yeah. So in this one, I'm going to be looking at the total here, and if you haven't picked it up already, this is going to be a premium play for you guys. First debut show. Gotta be nice. Gotta give it back to the people here a little bit. But I'm looking at the under here, 224.5 between the Knicks and the Hornets. So the Hornets here, they come in from, they're 5-0 to the under in all 5 of their previous games, which is teams in the top 6 rankings of efficiency on the offensive side of the ball. And when they're competitively priced, that's between -2.5 to +2.5. They've gone 11-5 to the under, including 7-2 to the under at home, and even further, 2-0 to the under when they're revenge-minded. Now the Knicks, on the other hand, on the other side of the ball, they've gone 7-3 to the under when they've been competitively priced, including 3-1 to the under as small road dogs. And in my system, that's anywhere between a pick'em up to +2.5. Call it a bucket. And that's against middle of the pack efficiency teams that aren't in the top 6 or bottom 6 offensive, defensive rankings on either side of the ball that hold a 500 or better record. So in this one, I'll be taking the under, and not only do the technical setups kind of play into this under, the matchup kind of plays into it, the play styles play into it. The Hornets have really turned up their defense, and just started to set them apart in the standings, and has really turned their season and outlook as a franchise around. Meanwhile, the Knicks, they've done the same thing. They've really upped their defensive intensity. They've now eked up into that top 6 defensively efficient rankings among the likes of the Celtics, the Spurs, the Rockets, and so forth. So they've really done a really good job. They both play a highly possessive offensive style pace of play. They like to find the highest percentage shots on the floor, and they do a damn good job protecting the ball from turnovers as well. So I'm going to take the under 224.5, and which should be a really, really, really good game to watch in this one.
All right, Matt, here on the under 224.5 here with the Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets. Looking at this Hornets team with those three shooters outside, pretty much it's 3 points. That's really what they live on. They live on that 3-point line. Maybe these defensive teams will get wise to this and really focus their attention on guarding that 3-point line. But we look at the Charlotte Hornets, a team that throughout the several years, they've had struggles defending the basketball. As a matter of fact, they had a defensive coach they just fired previous coach, but somehow, some way, they seem to be getting some offense, and on the defense is coming around.
Yeah, definitely. They've made a complete 180. It's a team I don't recognize anymore for good reason, I guess. For the right reasons, right? So. Yeah,
should be interesting here, especially all these, this Eastern Conference playoff push here from seeds from 8? Is it 10? Yeah, from the play-in round all the way to seed about 6. Really tight here. These games are going to be really tight coming down the stretch.
Yeah, I think it's either 5 through 9 or 6 through 9 is all locked up by a game and a half at the most, I think. So it's going to be super interesting. I'm really curious how this 76ers experiment is going to play out with Paul George and Embiid back on the floor together. Can the Hornets overcome that? Can they surge up and get up over? They got to jump the Magic, I think, and the Heat to get up into the top 6. So we'll see. It's going to be quite the race in the Eastern Conference for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. It's once the Philadelphia fell into the play-in round, boom, everybody got healthy all of a sudden. Funny how that works. All right, we got the Knicks and Hornets under 224.5. This one will have a start time here, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Let's take a look over here at Pick Dog Screen for today's card. Lots going on today up on the board. Matt has put up some great numbers here over the last 60 days. 1,048 units of profit. That's documented over at Pick Dog Screen. You can verify those numbers. Just go to Matt's handicapper page. What do you got for sale today, Matt?
Yeah, I've got a number of different plays teeing off here. I got a couple more plays in the NBA. I've got 2 in college basketball today, and I believe I have 1 more left on the baseball board. Unfortunately, my man Skeens let me down in a huge way early today, so looking for a bounce back on my late night play. But I've got 2 best bets going off still, one in the NBA, one in college hoops. My best bets are currently on a 33-19 lifetime run over at the Pick Dog site, generating about 1,400 units on those plays alone. So hop on board and let's extract some massive units together.
That's right, guys. Get over with Matt Conley over at Pick Dog Screen. Link in the description will get you to the Pick Dog site, and of course, click the All Cappers tab. You'll land right here on Matt's page. You can see the numbers; they're all documented here. 1,048 across the board here from 24 days, 7 days, 30 days, 60 days. Just some fantastic numbers here from Matt. So get on board right now. You can see he's ready to roll here with his plays today. Basketball membership up there, master class, and more. So 3-day pass up there. Matt, so get on board here with Matt over at Pick Dogs Premium, as well as 1-day passes up there. So those are credit guaranteed, meaning the most on a profit amount purchased will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's credit guarantee. So get on board with Matt over at Tony's Picks. Promo code PICK will save you that 15% off. And Matt, why don't you let everybody know about your masterclass membership?
Yeah, so that's basically the all-encompassing plays released for my masterclass systems. That's where I give out pretty much every single play I have in the college hoops and NBA slate. That carries you through the rest of the the tournament action, the rest of the playoffs action coming up here real soon for the NBA. There are plays that I don't put up for sale that I include in those memberships to benefit the people who support me and join on for the duration. You will make a profit with me. This is something I enjoy doing and put a lot of time and interest into with the systems I've developed over the years. So definitely looking for a big close out to the end of the season, and just super excited for baseball here coming up soon as well. So
that's right, guys. Get on board with Matt over at Pick Dogs Premium. Masterclass is the way to roll. Promo code PICK, save you that 15% off. All right. Matt, as always, great having you here on the show to begin here on the drive-through. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Most definitely. Thank you for having me, Tony. Appreciate it. Happy to be here, and let's go beat the books.
Beat the books indeed. Matt Conley here on the drive-through. Let's continue here on the drive-through, guys, with you here Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Really helps us build up our audience. Let's continue here on the drive-through. Up next, we'll bring in Ron Crawford. You'll find him over at Tony's Picks. We'll bring in Ron in right now, ready to roll here with action on the ice. Ron, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. All right, here we go to the ice here. We got a few more weeks left of the regular season, and we'll be looking at the game here between the Wild. So we'll get the graphic updated here for tonight's card. As we have a pretty big card tonight here from the NHL, as we'll be looking here at the game between the Wild and We'll get it up here in just a second here. Minnesota will be in action tonight. And let's see, we'll find the game here in just a second. There we go. Wild and the Panthers here, head-to-head. ESPN will televise. The Wild here laying $1.55, total of 6.
Yeah, you look at this Wild team. They're sitting third in the Western, the Central, behind Dallas or Colorado and Dallas. They're almost to a point where they have clinched a spot. Don't have to worry about a wild card there. Way ahead of the pack. But you look at early morning, it was minus 120 or so. It's really blossomed up. I'm going to have to look at probably a -1 line or in regulation now. But you look at Wallstedt's been great. He's got a .911 save percentage. And it looks like instead of Bobrovsky, it's going to be Tarasov tonight for Florida. That might be the increase in the line all of a sudden this afternoon. So Daniel Tarasov going, he's got an .89 save percentage for Florida. The Minnesota Wild on the road this year has been an unbelievable 18-9. Their last 27. They did lose to Tampa Bay, so we call it the two-step Florida there, going from Tampa to Florida. I think they get it back tonight. They get back doing their job on the road as they have. Florida has won 3 in a row. It's kind of a tough spot. I don't know what Florida's playing for. They're pretty much dead last in the Eastern Conference right now, but I'm going to take the Wild, and like I said, I laid it early with about 120, and it's blossomed up to 155. Take that regulation if you want to.
All right, we have Ron here on the Wild, laying it here, or maybe even look into regulation here in this spot today. This Florida team, really big disappointment. 35-35. Boy, they've lost their betters this year about 14 units.
Yeah, the champs had so many injuries this year. Barkov was out, to Chuck, and Reinhardt's out now. I don't even think he's going to make the trip when they go out here next week. They pretty much packed it in. We're going to have a new champ this year, and we'll see what happens to him.
That's indeed. Okay, we've got Wild here, laying the $1.55. This one will have a start time 7 p.m. Eastern time. You'll be able to watch this one over on ESPN. All right, let's take a look over at Tony's picks for today's card. Lots going on here in the NBA as well as baseball. We got winding down some of the games, couple in prime time tonight, as well as hockey. Of course, we do have the Sweet 16, 4 big games from college hoops. Ron's been putting together good numbers here in the NBA. What do you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, NBA's been pretty good to me. Like I said, to keep rolling with that. NHL's falling off a bit. We're going to catch that up. And me and Rod talked about it on the happy hour. I'm not touching baseball right now. You look at some of the results today. It's just, wow, unbelievable. A lot of people got burnt today. But, you look at the Sweet 16s going right now. My Auburn Tigers did not cover once again. And I tell you, don't take these Auburn Tigers to cover these big spreads. We'll see what happens when they get to Hinkle Fieldhouse, and see what happens next Thursday. But tonight I got one in the ice. I did lose last night with Buffalo, so I hope to get it back tonight. And I have, of course, my NBA 3-point play, and that was a nice winner with the Miami Heat last night, outright over Cleveland, and 2 in the Sweet 16. So looking forward to a big Elite 8 weekend in the college basketball tournament, and then looking forward to the NIT Auburn Tigers next Thursday.
That's right. Get on board with Ron Crawford over at Tony's Picks to see the great results here from Ron. That on last 30 days, that's based on $100 unit wager size. Link in the description. Hit the all cappers tab. You'll land right on Ron's handicapper page. You can see today on the board a best bet from the NHL, as well as a 3-point play from the NBA as well. Of course, the one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must earn a profit amount. Purchase will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. Also, a best bet from the Sweet 16. Now, instead of buying these plays individually, you may opt for the long-term subscriptions. We have a 3-day, 7-day all sports pass up to a year with Ron. So get on board. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. So get signed up with Ron Crawford over at Tony's Picks. All right, Ron, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week, but we can always catch up with you here on the Tony's Picks Happy Hour show about preceding the drive-thru over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. About 5:15 Eastern time, you, Rod, and company go over the games.
Yeah, Rod and I got you covered every night. Late goalie changes. We'll have pitching changes now that we got baseball starting. So, yeah, tune in. It's right before the drive-thru, and we'll get you set up.
That's right. You're also in action in KBO as well.
Yeah, KBO starting early Saturday morning, late Friday night. I will be doing some videos. You'll catch that on Tony's Picks YouTube channel. KBO will do a little rundown, and we'll see. Look for the Lotte Giants this year. I like this team.
That's right. You like the KBO? Check out Ron Crawford over at Tony's Picks YouTube channel with his video content, also producing the KBO content on the happy hour here on Tony's Picks YouTube channel Monday through Friday.
Your guy Flexen is pitching for him, by the way.
All right, Flexen. Okay, my man Flexen. Oh, I was wondering
back in the KBO.
Oh my God,
Yes,
did Austin Gomber follow him?
No, I haven't seen Gomber.
You haven't seen Gomber. Okay, I was wondering where Gomber landed. He was the one guy I've been following. Maybe Verdugo will follow him once he felches with the Padres. Maybe he'll end up at the KBO.
Need a couple of those guys to get over in KBO and help them.
Yeah, they need some offense there.
But I was telling Rod, there's Sung Young Moon, an 18-year-old pitcher. He's probably going to start at AAA Syracuse for the Toronto Blue Jays. Unbelievable, 212 strikeouts last year in the KBO, at 1.17 ERA. He was sick. So watch this kid Moon coming up for the Toronto Blue Jays.
That's right. Of course, Ron, you're a KC Royals guy. What's your thoughts on the Royals coming into this season?
I like they moved the fences. That's going to help. We lost a lot of home runs last year, but with the pitching that the Royals have, it probably would have been better to keep them back because you look at got Lugo, Noah Cameron, Reagans, all those guys that we got back from last year. We got a pretty good pitching staff. Now we got some hitting, and watch out for Carter Henson. He's the future catcher for the Kansas City Royals. Going to take over Salvador Perez's spot.
Yep, keep an eye there with the Royals there with Ron Crawford. Ron, have a great rest of the week. We'll catch up with you later.
Good luck, everybody. Thanks for having me, Tony. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Ron Crawford here on the Drive-Thru. Guys, with you here on the Drive-Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps to build up our audience when you do that. Let's continue on. Up next, Mills Young. Catch him over at Tony's Picks. Also a content producer over at Pick Dogs with his videos. He sells his picks over at Tony's Picks. So we'll bring in Mills right now, ready to roll here for some NBA. Let's bring Mills in right now, ready to roll. I think we're all set to go here with Mills. Mills, what's happening today?
What's going on, Tony?
It's going great. Hey, I like the way your Yankees looked yesterday. I might like them tomorrow with Schlittler on the mound against Robbie Ray.
It's one of those things, man. It's like, some people think they're smarter than the books. It's like if you got Max Fried or Garrett Cole on the mound at minus 120, you bet it and don't regret it.
I had no regrets taking the Yankees last night. None whatsoever. I mean, it's just, sometimes people get caught up in plus money, but, when you're plus 105, plus 110, to me, look at those plus 140s, plus 160s, plus 170. Those are the ones you got to be hunting.
No, I agree 100%. I think it was just one of those things. People just love fading my Yankees. It's just one of those things, man. We love to be hated. We probably got more haters than we got fans.
No doubt about that. No doubt there. All right, Mills, we're going to go into the NBA with Mills for tonight. Short card on the board here. We're going to cover tonight the Knicks and Hornets again here. We got the Knicks here facing Hornets. Hornets about 1.5 point favorites here. We saw total here 224.5.
Yeah, man, I like the Hornets, man. Hornets got the hometown little swag going right now. The 0-2 versus the Knicks the last two times that these teams played in 2025. But if you look at the last 5 games, the Knicks, they ain't really beat nobody. They played the Pacers twice. They beat the Jazz once in there, too, as well. And the Hornets, to me, they're just one of those teams to where they can be down in the game, and they just don't know how to lose, man. Young players all around there. That new draft pick, Kneppel, really stepped it up and made that team flourish. When they start benching LaMelo Ball and then start bringing him off the bench, and mentioning his name around getting traded, that's when that team started gluing together and everything. So that's when I think they were like, hey, if you guys are talking about getting rid of LaMelo, you guys need to look at something else. Diabate's a beast over there, grabbing rebounds galore. I really like their starting 5, man. And when you look at the Knicks is a good team, but the Hornets match up with them. They average the same points. They hold teams to the same points. They average the same rebounds. The only thing that the Knicks got better than them, I want to say, is like maybe a few assists. Besides that, I got to go on the Hornets, man. I like the Hornets money line. My player prop, I like LaMelo Ball to go over his points, his rebounds, and assists. Trifecta plus 500.
All right, Mills here. Hornets money line here against the Knicks. Of course, Hornets in that race here to try to stay out of that play-in round. It's we said with that, it's a very tight, competitive race here down the stretch in those last 9 to 10 games of the season. This Hornets team, a team that shoots the ball, but quietly, when you look at the stats here, they've been playing some pretty good defense.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's not just that. Like, LaMelo's been locking in. And like I said, it's the rookie. That rookie, he's not coming in there to lose. So I think him, mixture with Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller's just a shooter. He's not the guy that's really going to group the team together. It's that leadership from Duke, man. And, when you got a player like that, that's what everybody's sticking to right here. So, man, I really like the way. And then they picked up what? Who was it? Kobe White? Man, that's a guaranteed bucket off the bench. And that's a guy that's kind of got that veteran experience that knows, like, all right, man, these is probably the best 3 young guys I've been around, in my career. So I know if I could just fit on in and be that Terry Rozier to the team, they can definitely make some noise out here. A young-minded team like that, yeah, man, I like them tonight, man. And I like them a lot.
All right, we got Mills here on the Hornets money line here at minus 120. I mean, we've had a change of favorite overnight. It was the Knicks favorite. We've had a change of favorite here with the sharp money coming here on the Charlotte Hornets. It will be McBride Shamet out for New York. McCullough here is questionable for Charlotte. McNeely, Saloon out, but your main guys, Diabate, the former Clipper, right? Sometimes they turn into late bloomers. I remember when Diabate was the Clippers about 3 years ago.
Yeah, see, that's good that you remember that, Jim, because, man, I don't remember that, Jim. But I remember when the Sacramento Kings had that guy, Nawijah, from the Boston Celtics that's over there balling for him now, and we had him as the Sacramento Kings, and we got rid of him to get some veteran in there, and it's just a waste of a move, man. So, yeah, man, you always remember players like that to where, on one team, they weren't anybody's goods, and now they go to a championship team or a better team, and they're over there flourishing.
A lot of times it's just they get mature, right? When you get into a team, you're 19, 20. Once you start hitting 22, 23, you're a totally different person,
It seems like that. There's a lot of players taking that stride in that second year, too, right now, that came in, drafted as a rookie, that's really taking strides. I mean, Sacramento Kings, we got the Maximum Reynard, second-round draft pick from Stanford. Man, that guy's a first-round pick. If there was to look at it, the draft and everything, he'd probably go, top 8 in the draft and everything. So, yeah, late bloomers.
Yeah, late bloomers. You got to look for those guys. I would, and try and get them in because there's plenty of them. Of course, Sacramento will be looking at a first-round pick. Do you keep the pick or you try to trade down and get more picks?
Oh, man, you keep that pick, man. We all on Darius Acuff over here, man. That's what the Kings want, and he's been on the radar. I have a feeling we're going to slide to, 4th or 5th. I can see the Indiana Pacers getting the number 1 pick and them just giving it to them just to say, here you go, rebuild Indiana, give Halliburton something to crave about. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get the 4th or 5th pick, and if Acuff is gone, we're probably going to get Fleming.
Yeah, looks that way. Hornets money line here from Mills. Start time 7 p.m. Eastern time over on NBA League Pass channel. All right, Mills, let's take a look over at Tony's Picks for tonight where Mills sells his plays. Action tonight here from the NBA. A lot of baseball on the board. Sweet 16 from college basketball. Mills has been red hot on the leaderboards here. 854 units of profit last 30 days. All documented over at Tony's Picks. Mills, what you got for sale?
Yeah, man, college is hot today, man. So, I'm just going with my gut on these picks. I always like to trust my 3 Gs, and that's go with your gut, your guns, and stick to your guy. And at the end of the day, if you lose a bet and if you kind of stick to those, you're not going to kind of be mad at it compared to saying, man, I knew I should have did this, thought about that bet the first way, and went the other side. So that was all today, man. Let's ride, man. 2 college basketball plays to get you up there. 1 in MLB that's going on right now. As long as Houston covers and no runs get in, we'll have another win in there. So, yeah, man, now's the time.
That's right, got both Mills over at Tony's Picks. The last 30 days, 854 units of profit documented. Link in the description will get you right over to Tony'sPicks.com. You'll find Mills' handicapper page. Now, these numbers are based on $100 unit wager size. And you can see Mills ready to roll today here over at Tony's Picks with plays on the board. Ready to go here with college basketball, MMA in there as well. Long-term subscriptions are the way to go. Get all these plays instead of buying them individually with Mills right now over at Tony's Picks. With that promo code TonyT, we'll save you that 15%. Link is in the description to get signed up. All right, Mills, as always, great having your show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you next week. But not only you say our picks over at Tony's Picks, we find some content there too, as well as content from UFC for you over on the Pick Dogs YouTube.
Yeah, man. The Pick Dogs video is going to be out later on tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to go through all the main card picks, for the short series for them. The fastest 2 minutes in MMA. Then the prop shop is out. It's out today for you guys. So definitely, man, you guys want to get locked in, man. We had Hunter Brown over 7. Last time I checked, he had 9. We still got plays on there tonight. That's going to be able to cash for you guys. I'm loving me some Shohei Ohtani tonight, man. Over 1.5 total bases, and he's probably going yard today. So, yeah, the MLB, the prop shop is out. We got Connor Bedard on there, too. Macklin Celebrini in hockey. So, yeah, man, this is definitely the time to see what's going on both websites out there. Content provided daily.
Absolutely, guys. Check Mills out on Tony's Picks side as well as the YouTube on over at Pick Dogs. So a lot of great content over on both channels. So go ahead and check it out. All right, Mills, you just have a great rest of the night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Let's go Yankees. Let's go Braves.
There you go. Mills Young here on the Drive-Thru. Guys, here the Drive-Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It is now collaboration with Tony's Picks and Pick Dogs here, so be sure to like and subscribe. Let's continue here on the Drive-Thru. Up next, El Ninos. Catch them over at Tony's Picks. We'll bring in El Ninos. More action on the ice tonight. A lot of baseball during the daytime hours. Left with very few here tonight. Of course, the NBA just a 3-game card tonight. So let's get to El Ninos. Catch him over at Tony's Picks. He's been on the leaderboard for the year, for an entire year so far. We'll bring him in right now. El Ninos, what's happening?
Yeah, doing all right. How are you doing, Tony? Coming off started the season off with the Yankees there to kick things off, and then had the Oilers today as well. So the Orioles today as well. So definitely excited about this MLB season and hoping to keep it going.
Yeah, Orioles. A lot of folks like the Orioles. You see their season win totals. Their odds have really moved here. They've kind of been the sharp pick in the American League with all the changes they've made, spending some money and seeing some results already. They did win a 2-1 squeaker, but they got the win here against a Twins team that have had their struggles the last few seasons.
Yeah, almost gave it away late there, but managed to hang on and grab the win there to kick their season off. And yeah, as you mentioned, they've improved this lineup and see what we can do.
Yep,
I mean, what they can do. Sorry, not we.
Oh, we, because we're betting on them. We're betting on them. So how there is positive results will be positive results in our pocket. So we're on the we side myself. All right, here we go tonight here. Going on to the ice here with the Oilers and Golden Knights. Boy, Golden Knights have had a really tough scheduling spot here down the stretch. This is your ESPN second game of the doubleheader. We see Golden Knights $1.33 here. The total sits here at 6.5.
As you mentioned, a lot of daytime baseball didn't leave us with much for tonight, but still think we got a little bit of value here on the Oilers. Haven't exactly been the most consistent team in the NHL, but I think that also gives us some value in this spot here. They've done well in this matchup, winning 8 of the last 9 meetings, including the last 4. They've won the last 8 as a dog against Vegas here. As far as their play recently, they've won 3 of the last 5 games, and 2 losses there against some tough teams, the Lightning and the Panthers. So, can't blame them or fault them too much for those losses. They had a couple losses on the back-to-back set pretty recently, but other than that, playing some pretty good hockey. On the other side, the Golden Knights not looking good at all. They've lost 4 of their last 5. Now, the Oilers will be without Leon Draisaitl here, but Vegas isn't 100% healthy either. So, loving the value we got here on Edmonton. I'll take the Oilers on the money line.
Now, Ninos here is going to be on the Edmonton Oilers here. Money line here will be the play from El Ninos. And let's see what we got the odds on this one right now. Let's double check it here. Oilers will be in action tonight against the Golden Knights. And Oilers are going to be a dog here. About plus 117 dog here right now. Are we getting a line change on this one? No, about plus 117 right now with these two. El Ninos looking at this. Hang on a second. Looking at these at this game here. Boy, this Golden Knights team has really had their struggles, man. This year, losing 25 units for bettors at home. They've lost 11 units. It's not been a real good season for this Golden Knights team.
No, they were looking semi-decent, at the start of the season, but really fell off pretty hard and not looking good at all right now. So As I said, I think there's a ton of value against them, and we're still getting just not only in this matchup, but there's been quite a bit of value betting against them in general lately. So yeah, definitely been a team to fade. Hopefully, I don't wake them up tonight, but yeah, again, Oilers money line for me.
Yeah, money line. Of course, the Kings have got a pretty easy schedule down the stretch, and I would have never thought the Kings would be in position here to make a playoff spot.
Well, they've definitely had their moments this season, and it's been definitely we've even seen the better teams have their rough patches this year. So again, and they always say that the Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy to win in sports. So I definitely like saying that. So and it definitely isn't an easy one to win. I mean, anything can happen once you reach those playoffs. So get hot at the right time. A couple of injuries on the other sides. And hey, hopefully we can make a deep run at it here, especially with that late move they made there at the trade deadline too. So, as I said, I think they'll only get better the more they get to play together as well.
All right, we got El Ninos here on the Oilers here, plus the 117. This one will have a start time 9:30 Eastern time. This is your doubleheader game over on ESPN. All right, El Ninos, let's take a look over at Tony's pick for today's card. Lots going up there on the board tonight here with NBA, with NHL. We also have action on the board from college basketball with the Sweet 16. A few from baseball as well. You can see 760 units of profit document over at Tony's Picks. This is based on $100 unit wager size. What you got for sale?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, my play of the day there went off with the Orioles, and still got my alley-oop there in the NBA if you want to go check that out. Tipping off, as you know, 3 games tip off at 7, so if not tipping off very shortly, go check it out. I think we got a ton of value there as well, so yeah, another great play there. I mean, I like it.
All right, yeah, I'm going with Alnitas over at Tony's Picks, 760 units of profit. That's documented over at Tony's Picks. You can verify that simply by going to Alnino's handicapper page, and there you'll be able to see what he's got for sale here. You can see the documentation on the plays. He's got a alley-oop play NBA up on the board right now. Profit guaranteed, meaning it must turn a profit. Amount purchased will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guaranteed. So get on board with Alninos over at Tony's Picks. Promo code TonyT will save you that 15% off. All right, Alninos, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you soon. But we also can catch up with you on the morning shows. You a guest of mine here on the Tony X Morning Show that goes live right before the Pig Dog Show. We're live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time every day in the morning. And, of course, we see you on the Reels and, of course, on the drive-thru as well.
Yeah, you see me here like three nights a week, and definitely on the morning show more often than not as well. So, yeah, tune in bright and early or catch that replay. If you can't make it that early, and, always got a ton of great stuff over there at Tony's YouTube channel as well, so make sure you go check that out.
Yeah, check out our morning show right before the Pig Dog Show. Start your mornings off with Tony's Six Morning Show, followed by the Pig Dogs Morning Show. All right, Al, have a great night. Say hello to feed the dog, and we'll catch up with you later.
Oh, he's hungry. He's got the chicken ready to go, so he's definitely bugging me about that.
Feeding time. Any time in the Ninos household. All right. Yeah, Al Ninos here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we'll bring in Ron Zawacky. Catch him over at both sides. Today, we're going to promote Pig Dogs. We want to balance it out a little bit. We got to get some more of the Pig Dogs guys on here. We're working on that. Believe me, we want to balance it out here. We'll bring in Ron Zawacky. Catch him over at Tony's Picks, as well as Pig Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Rod right now, ready to roll here for tonight's card. Looking for some Sweet 16 action here from Rod. Rod, what's that? Oh, hang on a second. We got Rod here. Actually, the wrong camera here. Let me get the camera 6 here. There we go. Rod, what's happening?
Oh, too much. Watching some baseball and waiting for some action to happen. Some pretty good baseball. Looking like favorites are kicking ass early so far. What's new?
Yeah.
That's how it started last year. I think that first month or so it was favorite city. When it was like find a dog early, there definitely just wasn't a find a dog early there in baseball. So far, that's what we've seen. Well, I guess you could say that the Nats coming in there and being a dog rolling early. We got one dog, so I think this time it's always this time of year you got to find some dogs in the MLB if you're going to trend into it. But I need to see some numbers. I'm not the guy that can go off the numbers last year and be like, I'd like to see some action. I'm a guy that tunes into games, and definitely I need to see what these guys do performance-wise. It's a long time ago from some of these guys playing baseball to where it is now. You're looking at 4 or 5 months in between some of these guys actually throwing a pitch, or swinging a bat for that sake as well. So I'm sure they've been swinging the bat, but definitely not game shape wise. And we're in game one of 162 for all 30 teams. So this is a long way to go. We got 4,860 games, baseball games to go. Definitely tread lightly. Don't kill yourself early before we even hit the new month.
That is right. You got to tread lightly here. We'll go with Rod here tonight. We go to college hoops on the board tonight. Texas and Purdue. We see Purdue laying 8.5 here. Total says here 147.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, give it to Texas. They got the job done. They were able to take advantage of a Gonzaga team that missed their second leading scorer in that last matchup, and was able to. They had a guy that was easily able to cover Ike and just made things absolutely miserable. And then Gonzaga showed that they just didn't have enough depth-wise offensively to be able to keep up, and Texas got themselves a win. But going against the juggernaut of Purdue, it's a little different story here in this matchup. So let's get into it. You look at Purdue, what they've been doing. Hey, they started off the season slow, but definitely have picked up their play over the last few. But where they've really picked up their play is you look at these non-conference games, they're 12-1 straight up and 8-5 ATS-wise. They just hammer down against these teams. Offensively, you look at what Purdue's been doing, averaging about 80 points a game over the last 2 months. Texas over the last couple of months, same thing, about 78 points a game. But where we're going to see the big difference is defensively here in this one. We know that Purdue's got some size on the glass and scooping up some rebounds. They're going to dominate the glass here in this one, and that's going to be the big difference. You look at what they've been doing out on neutral court, Purdue. They've been only giving up about 65 points a game. So I'm looking at this number. It opens 7.5. It's up to 8.5. Love Purdue by double digits. They're perfect in this. Actually, they're 14-3 out on the road when they follow up a win by 10-plus points. Like they did in that last matchup. I expect this to be at least a 10-plus point win, but I expect this to be a little more. You look at when they dominate against teams that don't rebound with over their last few like Texas does. They don't dominate that glass. Purdue's going to dominate the glass, and when they only scoop up 31 or less rebounds against teams, Purdue's 8-0 in that spot, and they're winning these games by about 16-plus points. So if you want, so lay the 8.5, but I'm going to find this extendo number. I like the 13.5, and you get a little bit over 2 times your money there with Purdue. I think this is a big 2-touchdown win for Purdue here in this one. I'll lay the 13.5. Find that extended number on Purdue. I think they show why they are where they are here in this one. And defensively, you're getting yourself a solid team. I got this about probably 85. We'll go 85-67. That gets you an 18-point win, and that covers this 14. Take
13. Purdue extended line here, 13.5, $2 return here. So Rod looking here at a blowout win here for this Purdue Boilermaker team, and why not, right? This is a team here, this Texas Longhorns team that had their ups and downs this year, a little up here, but you kind of look at the teams they played, you know, the NC States, they faced a Gonzaga team, which I thought was fraudulent. I mean, I've been down on the WCC for some time, so it hasn't been you look at the 3 teams, some warts on those 3 teams they beat.
Right, they beat NC State. Got a 2-point win against NC State there. And congratulations. And then they beat a BYU team that completely trailed off down the another team that had a soft schedule. And then, Gonzaga. Just not deep in depth. One guy shows you they took advantage of the situation they're in. But against this Purdue team, as I alluded to, defensively, they have to face a defense like this. I'm looking back and trying to see when was the best defense they faced. Man, you'd have to go all the way back to... I'm going to say the last 10 games, Texas hasn't faced a defense like this. They faced Ole Miss, lost that one by double digits. We're only able to muster up 66 points. I think that maybe be the closest defense, but I think Purdue's defense is even way better than Ole Miss. So Texas is going to struggle here offensively. Purdue's offense has just been hammered down. Texas defensively going to give up the points to Purdue.
All right, Rod.
I love the minus 8.5 big play. Premium for everybody because this is a premium play for me, minus 8.5. But I made a bet also on the extendo minus 13.5. 2-touchdown win for Purdue here in this one.
Big win for Purdue from Rod against Texas. This would have a start time here, 7 p.m. Eastern time over on CBS. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for today's action. Of course, Rod put together impressive numbers here in college basketball the last 7 days. 934 units of profit. What do you have for sale today over at the sites?
And over at Pick Dogs and Tony's Big State Stadium, we've got a nice little 5-pack college basketball, all 4 sides. As I said, gave you one here, so definitely that bonus play's thrown in there. I got you covered all 3 other sides, and I've thrown in a total that I absolutely love on the Thursday Sweet 16 action. So definitely you can head that over, scoop that up. I also got an NHL play of the day as well over at Pick Dogs Premium as well. So definitely head on over, scoop those up. And hey, while you're over at Pick Dogs Premium, don't forget, if you're new here to Pick Dogs, we're glad to have you here. Don't forget, you can use RODD, RODD 30 at checkout, and that'll save you $30 off of. That will get you a free play here tonight, or even if you want to go long term, that'll get you $30 off any one of those long term passes over at Pick Dogs Premium. So definitely head on over, use that code if you'd like as well. But hey, definitely jump aboard. That's a 30-day pass, gets you right on through some NBA playoffs, gets you through to some NHL playoffs because they're right around the corner, and it'll finish off March Madness. Long term is the way to go. Take advantage. You've seen some pretty good cappers before me as well. 2 for 1, 3 for 1. Can't go wrong with the multi-capper passes we offer here. Definitely jump aboard one of those as well.
That's right, guys. Go with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here from Rod from College Hoops. It's been red hot. Link in the description. I'll let you run to Pick Dogs and get on board with Rod's play the day today. $25 credit guarantee and must turn a profit or amount purchase will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's credit guarantee. Sweet 16 action here from Rod. Play the day and more packages. Long-term subscriptions the way to go. He's got long-term subscriptions from 3 days, 7 day a year, and of course seasonal passes from baseball and more. So get on board with Rod over at Pick Dogs Premium. Promo code PICK, save you that 15% off as well. All right, Rod, as always, great to have you on the show. Continue that success. So we'll catch up with you again tomorrow, but we can always catch up with you too over at Tony's Fix. You produce some content. We can catch you live on the happy hour at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, definitely. You're looking for some more content. Hey, 5:15 p.m. Eastern, we got you going on the happy hour show. You see me and Ron there. You see 2 regulars for sure, and then you see some of the other cappers you'll see here on the drive-through over there joining me as well on the happy hour show. So definitely tune in. We'll find some more ways, get some more angles and different looks. Nice to sometimes hear a different angle, a different opinion on some of these games because I've even had it where all of a sudden you hear a different opinion on a game and you're like, never thought about coming in at that angle. One of those things that sometimes they've swayed me off of a player or two when you hear a different angle, or sometimes I've swayed off my team. Hey, sometimes you do pick up another angle, so definitely tune into that happy hour show. More the merrier. We're always happy to have people joining us, so make sure you tune in.
Tune in right there. A lot of hockey coverage there with Rod. Happy hour, 5:15 p.m. each time over the Tony Fix YouTube channel. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Definitely have a good night. And I see that Al's dog loves the Oilers tonight as well, too. So definitely I'd love to see that because the dog was antsy getting right in there. And he was agreeing. So he was had his squeak toy and he was like squawking and ready to go. So good to see. Everybody have yourself a wonderful Thursday night and enjoy the Sweet 16. It's only the start because we got a repeat of it tomorrow. So, catch everybody then. Take care.
As well. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on the show. Guys, up next, Wayne Scott. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Coverage tonight from the NBA with Wayne. Let's bring him in right now, ready to roll with Wayne Scott. Ready to go. Wayne, what's happening?
Everything's good. It's all with me, Tony T. Hope everything's good with you and everybody out here.
Everything's going great. All right, here we go tonight. We go over to the NBA with the Kings and Magic. Minutes away, about 10 minutes from start time here. We see the Magic going to be laying 15.5, total 230.5.
Yeah, we're going to look at the total here. Kings offensively actually been playing their best stretch of basketball over their last 10 outside of their outlier where they just got clamped up by Charlotte. I expect them to be motivated on offense, and if there's a team that they're going to be able to have some success for offensively, it's the Magic. Magic have been playing horrible defensively. They played Indiana, gave up 128. Another tankathon team that they played was Washington recently, gave up 131. Don't trust neither one of these teams defensively. Magic has been producing enough offense. I think Magic has no problem coming in here getting 120 to 130 on the Kings, and I think the Kings, they average about 110. I think they can hit their average, or if not a little bit more. So we're going to go over this 230. Traditionally, these teams have also gone to the over in this setting. 7-3 in their last 10 against each other to the over. Magic are 8-2 to the last 10 to the over. I'm going to look at the over here.
All right, we got Wayne here on Kings and Magic going over the total here in this one. And, of course, why not, right? Because the defense is here for both teams not looking really good right now, Rod, here. We know where Sacramento's headed, but this Orlando team has been pretty much inconsistent on that defensive side.
Very inconsistent. About middle, they're about middle of the pack for the season, but we're talking over the last 10 to 3 games. They're falling to like about top 7 worst when it comes to this, and Kings over their last 3, they're top 3 worst. So no defense in this game at all. As I said, Kings outside of their last game, they've actually been playing a solid stretch of basketball over these last 10, and it's been because they've gained some scoring production. And Magic, they have no problem scoring. They just lost their defensive identity. They have a lot of strong players coming in off the bench, looking to score, whether they're going to stay on the Magic or get picked up by another team, so they have an incentive to score. So I really like the over in this spot.
All right, Wayne here going to say says goes over the total in this one. Start time here about 5 minutes over on NBA League Pass channel. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, lots going on here in the NBA as well as baseball and college basketball. Wayne, what do you have for sale today over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I got my NBA best bet still over there that you can lock in, coming off a 3-0 day in the NBA. Also got my college basketball make it take it best bet of the day, coming off a 1-0 day of college basketball, sweeping the board 4-0. Trying to do the same thing tonight. Stayed off of baseball, kind of regret it. Would have went 2-0, but all that woulda, coulda, shoulda, we're going to get right tomorrow.
That's right. Get on board with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. Doing great work here over at Pick Dogs. You can see big day here. Last 24 hours, 495 units of profit based $100 unit wager size, 972 the last 30 days. So Wayne has been on absolute fire. Get on board with Wayne right now. He's got a play of the day from college basketball up there, credit guarantee, as well as long-term subscriptions. So get on board with Wayne over at Pick Dogs Premium. Long-term subscriptions are the way to go, especially with all these sports overlapping. Goodness, we got NBA, we got baseball now in the mix, as well as college basketball. So get on board with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. Link in the description will get you right here on the page, and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Wayne, is always great having you on the show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me, Tony T. Y'all take care out there.
You as well. The Godfather, Wayne Scott, here on the drive-thru with that shirt. Like the shirt there. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next is Ramon Scott. Oh, my goodness. We're going to... those Padres today. They did not work very good. But let's bring in Ramon. Catch him over at Tony's Picks. Let's bring in Ramon Scott here, ready to roll tonight on baseball. Ramon, what's going on?
Yeah, Wayne's shirt said the grill father. I think he knows his way around it.
Okay, my eyes are going bad.
I would trust Wayne with the barbecue for sure down there in the south. But, yeah, Tony, a little rough there. Couldn't get anything going the first inning. We saw some other pitchers have some first inning problems, obviously, with Skeens. Wondering the big question, I guess, here is how will those World Baseball Classic stars do, the guys that really had to air it out, in those competitions, right? I mean, we're still in spring training, and those guys were going full bore. A handful of guys, anyway. I don't know all those guys were throwing hard in the spring, so we'll see if they can kind of recover. But I know some other great headlines today. O'Neill, this guy couldn't play the balls right there for Skeens and let the triple go over his head. He dropped a fly ball. And how about O'Neill? How about the kid from Baltimore? It's another home run in the first day of the season. So, some things are happening out there today. A little bit of volatility, but some pitching too, and some aces. Crochet out-dueling Abbott and Rogers out-dueling Ryan. So we had a little bit of both, some runs, some pitching.
We certainly did. All right, we go tonight here. Major League Baseball here. I'll have to give you the odds. I think our odds didn't update here. Cleveland and Seattle late night action tonight. We see Seattle going to be laying about $1.77. Total sits here about 7, but most of the market now is at 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 over 20. I'm sure is what everybody's going to be looking at here. If you want to get with the standard market price there. If you can get there sevens, so you're going to be laying a little bit of juice for sure, probably $1.35 or so this one. But still T-Mobile going to be still a little bit run suppressing. Look, the Mariners had a great offense, or well, let's just say they had Cal Raleigh last year and some other guys in there. They weren't really overwhelming. They still were just about 225 team at home. And Cleveland also, they don't hit right-hander starters very well. Bottom tier production here. You got guys on the mound tonight. You got Gilbert going here for Seattle. True ace level, I think. A 3.44 ERA last season, but a 1.03 WHIP, 32% K rate, 6% walk rate. So elite K to walk rate. I think he'll limit traffic here from this. We'll see. That subpar lineup right now, it feels like, starting the season here for Cleveland. They have some guys that definitely have a little bit of stubbornness from Gilbert against them. Guys like Quan in there has been limited a little bit. Naylor limited a little bit. My man Schneemann limited by Gilbert here and Rocchio as well. So going up against Tanner Bybee, look, Bybee's got a contact profile, but always going to be playable despite maybe his data went up a little bit last year, but still respectable 1.2 WHIP and a 7% walk rate. And I think with the command in the park context here in Seattle, that'll help him neutralize things a little bit here. Seattle obviously favored to win, so maybe we get somewhere in the 4-2 range here tonight for Seattle in this one. I think Cleveland's still going to lack consistent power outside of Ramirez. They have the addition of Hoskins here, but the lineup I think still profiles below average in slugging versus righties. So I think Seattle kind of lost a little bit of middle of the order thump there with Suarez removing a bit of a home run bat, but still also top 10 bullpens from last year, especially Cleveland. They were right around top 5, and Seattle was inside the top 10 there. So I'm going under here, Tony, in this one. Both teams certainly have some profiles to go under in the past season, especially when Seattle was favored at home in this range between $1.50 and $2. 16 and 8 to the under last year, and Cleveland as a dog of $1.50 or more was 15 and 6 to the under. So I think you got low base runners. You're going to maybe see some solo action here with Cal Raleigh here. We'll see if he shakes anybody's hand before the game or anything with the opening day and all. But I'm going to take the under this one, Tony. Seattle and Cleveland, one of our 2 games tonight. A little something to go along with our basketball. We might be a little bit baseballed out. I know we got the Dodgers, we got the Mariners game, but we're getting ready for the big games here in just a few minutes too for college basketball.
Yeah, college basketball not too far away here, getting started here soon. Ramon here, Guardians, Mariners under, the total 6.5, sleep-inducing park, sleep-inducing team. Seattle, even the Guardians, their bat they signed in the offseason, Ramon, Rice Hoskins, that was the best they could do to help that pitching staff.
Yeah. Going to have to rely on Ramirez, Stevie Ray Kwan up there at the top of the lineup, Manzardo as well. DeLauder's batting up, I think, pretty high in the lineup. I do like my man Daniel Schneemann, San Diego kid, but from there you got some weakness there at the bottom of the lineup. And well, same with Seattle. You got to have Cal, you got to have J-Rod kind of carrying it there. Naylor and Rosarena is hot and cold. There, Luke Raley, but maybe beyond that, you got guys like Young. I think he's had a little bit of a non-history against Bybee as well. So, look, Seattle definitely can, put up. We saw some great production from them, obviously, last year in some games, but we're also seeing. While I did say there were some runs here when the weather was a little bit warm in some of these sites, the St. Louis game is off the hook right now.
Yeah.
We'll dial it back here a little bit with our game in Seattle tonight. I'll grab it under, although there were definitely some overs. Those first 3 games ran over, and kind of since then we're kind of stupid for runs a little bit there. The Phillies just closed out Texas, landed right on 8, but Angels out dueling Houston here 3-0.
Yeah.
Story.
Well, Serrano's the best pitcher they had, so it's not that surprising because Serrano did put up some pretty good numbers.
And you know who homered, Tony, was Trout. Of course he did.
Yeah.
There on opening day as well, so they'll let him rot for another year there. But Garrett Crochet was certainly one of the stars of the day. And Mizorowski Tony, record, historic performance for a 23-year-old. 11 strikeouts hasn't been done. I think they were saying, I don't know, 110 years or something like that. So obviously this kid going to continue on. Yeah, he got a little fatigue arm there, I think, after they rushed him out there and kind of overextended him a little bit. See if they could pace him a little bit, because he's obviously a killer on the mound there for Milwaukee.
All right, Ramon here. Guardians Mariners under 6.5 tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. MLB Extra Innings Pass, by the way, which is free, I believe, for the weekend, maybe for a week. There you should get free baseball here on the packages. All right.
I'll tell you what. They switched. They switched from Amazon, I think, to ESPN, and I put it off until the last minute to sign up. And of course, 5 minutes for the game, I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad. I'm trying to figure out how to make it work, but I did make it work. I feel like it may be my age, but I think it was a little bit difficult. Everybody might have been rushing to sign up.
Maybe so. 6 Eastern, here at 10 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony's pick for tonight's card. We got Sweet 16. We got some NBA, a lot of hockey tonight. Big hockey board. Ramon been red hot last 7 days. What do you got for sale, Ramon?
Yeah, and doing some good hockey picks. So we're going to come with a 3-pack tonight, of course, in the NHL with this big card. I'm going to roll with a featured package there. I'm actually going with 2 3-packs here tonight. I've got my best play, a 3-pack also, best play, NCAA tournament, Major League Baseball, and NBA. So if that suits your fancy, you could be involved in all 3 sports there, or if you're on the ice, you can get a 3-pack with me tonight. I'm kind of going here. We got a nice day of sports going on, and I'm going to try to bring it home here with some winners over at Tony'sPicks.com. Again, 3-pack in the NHL, and a 3-pack where you get 1 from the college NCAA tournament, 1 from MLB, and 1 from the NBA. So 2 packages. Of course, you can just sign up for a 3-day or 7-day pack, and you're going to get all 6 of those plays here tonight. So it might be a little bit heavy, but I mean, we only got a 14-game, 13-game schedule there in the on the ice tonight, and like we talked about, it's getting dicey here late with the playoff positioning. So I've zeroed in on a couple games there, and of course the NCAA tournament. So check us out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those premium pick packages, and those extended passes, this 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, are already at a great discount that when you sign up. So get that, and let's ride this weekend. If you want to see what's going on tonight, head on over to Tony's Picks and use that promo code for me or any of the other cappers here at Tony's Picks.
That's right, guys. Get both Ramon over at Tony's Picks. You see the great results from Ramon. 480 units of profit last 7 days. That's documented over on the site. Link in the description will get you right over to the sites, and hit the All Cappers tab. You'll find Ramon's handicapper page there. Results here documented. You can see the green across the screen. Ramon doing great. You can see the passes up there. 3-pack from hockey. Multi-sport 3-pack. That is profit guaranteed, meaning it must turn a profit amount purchased will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guaranteed. So get on Ramon over at Tony's Picks. Long-term subscription is the way to go. Better value there when you go that way with the long-term. And Tony T checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, Ramon, is always great having you here on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow, but we can always catch up with you here. We call Ramon the Prince of Darkness. 3 a.m. Eastern Time, midnight Pacific. It's the Night Moves show. You do a complete rundown on all the games live here with the chat in there with you as well over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel every day.
Yeah, we had a long show today because all the hockey, like you said, Tony, we're getting to kick some of these teams out. We don't do any. You got 2 bad teams. We don't preview that game. But tomorrow won't be too busy, but the MLB just an 8-game slate with those rainy reservation days, if you know what I mean there. And also there's some NBA couple on only 2 games on the ice, of course, tomorrow night. And of course, college basketball, 4 more games tomorrow night. And those games we're just about set to tip off here in the NCAA tournament. So I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go watch college hoop.
Check out the college hoops, Ramon. Have a great one. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
See you then, Don.
Ramon Scott here on the drive to. Let's continue here on the show. Let's get to my pick and what you guys go for the night. Tonight we're going D-backs and Dodgers. Yep, our line service for some reason is not updating our current odds. But anyway, Dodgers 258, total of 9. We're going to look at the total and go over the total here, over the total of 9.5 here. It will be on the mound, Gallen, Mr. Whiskers guy, Gallen on the mound tonight here for Arizona, going up against Yoshinobu Yamamoto for LA. And, of course, the Dodgers added Kyle Tucker to their lineup. They have a really good hitting squad here. Of course, the Dodgers middle relief got to be concerned about. Last year, an ERA in year 5. Can they improve on that this year? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Gallen has had his struggles, and of course the D-backs bullpen was amongst the worst in Major League Baseball last year. But I've said this about Arizona: they've got a playoff-style offense, but a last-place pitching staff. That's kind of the way, and bullpen. That's the way it looks like here for this Arizona team. They've had their struggles on the mound, and I just think we should see some scoring here. Fairly warm here in Southern California. I think balls will be able to travel. Wind, by the way, at last check was blowing out tonight, I look for an over here. Gallen had struggled on the road last year, ERA over 5, and of course the strikeout rate about 22% last year. LA hit 260 at home last season, so I like here some run lines there. Matter of fact, Mr. Weskers likes the extended run line because this man Gallen is on the hill today. He says Gallen is going to have an ERA of 4.95 or higher. He's got some pizza bets, fun bets with some of the cappers out there. He's been challenging that. He wants their action. I think he even has it on Kalshi up there. So he's out there anti-Gallen. He looks for a bad year from Gallen this year, maybe ERA into the 5s. Mr. Whiskers. So keep an eye there. But yeah, I like some runs scored today at Dodger Stadium. They're going to get used to these trophy ceremonies. It's going to be like nothing to them. It's going to happen. It happens so often, they're used to it. So I'm not going to. The trophy presentation can be let down. Come on, these guys. This is their 3rd trophy already. They've been lifted up, so they're not. They're used to it. So they'll get it. They'll get it together tonight. Over at Tony's Pick tonight, I have a best bet on the board. My baseball one came in again. I had a winner yesterday with the Yankees. Winner day with the Orioles. So 2-0 starts in baseball for me. We'll pick up the volume as we get into the season with more data. But tonight, a best bet from College Hoops for me on the board, as well as a single play from College Hoops for my long-term subscribers. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks. Promo code TonyT at checkout will knock off that 15% off. All right, guys, with you here every day here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It is the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. It really helps us build up our audience when you do that. And, of course, lots of great live shows here on the YouTube channel here. Of course, we've got the Pick Dogs YouTube channel morning show here with Jay and Company live here at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I go live on the Tony's Morning Show at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, so make that your viewing for the morning. Started off with Tony's Picks Morning Show at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Pick Dogs Morning Show 11 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, let's do a little recap. We're going to work on the graphics for the recap still. Matt here liked the under here in the Knicks and the Hornets. Ron Crawford liked the Minnesota Wild. It was Mills with the Hornets in the money line. Oilers for El Ninos against the Golden Knights. Rod says go extended with Purdue. Lay the 13.5. Get a $2 return there with the Purdue Boilermakers. Wayne Scott liked Kings Magic over 230.5. Ramon was Guardians Mariners under 6.5. And I'm on the Diamondbacks Dodgers over the total here of 9 runs. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru. We're back in tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, by the way, the Dodger game will be on NBC, by the way, 8:30 Eastern Time. NBC will televise that tonight, 8:30 Eastern Time. Just want to remind you guys that. Appreciate everybody. Cow Dog in the chat. We're having fun with Cow Dog yesterday. Mr. Whisker is in there as well. Javon in there. Seth Gecko. Appreciate you in the chat. Simply Tarot and more guys in the chat today, keeping us company in the room.